Okay, y'all, this live is about it all begins with your mindset. That's where it start off at. When we're a little kid, we have a kid mindset. But as we get older, that mindset not supposed to be as a kid no more. It's supposed to be as a mature adult. Because as we get up in age, our maturity is supposed to grow. Grow, but can't nothing grow without taking the steps to grow. Like you need a change or whatever. They're just like having a relationship with God. Like how would you know how God want us to move if you don't know God the way you know God? Yes, everybody know God, but not everybody know of God. Yes, a lot of people may believe in God, but they don't be obedient to God. Because one thing about it, God want us to be the type of person like Jesus was. Jesus was the person that didn't give up no matter what people didn't believe what he was saying. Some people thought he was doing blasphemy. A lot of people thought different of him. But no matter what, he kept going. They're just like us as people. No matter what life throws at us, God already told us there's going to be three enemies in the world. One of them are the world, and the other two is the flesh and the devil. And one thing about it, if it's not good, then it doesn't come from God. God doesn't give evil, the devil do. God doesn't do nothing to nobody in the Bible that's wrong. That's one thing about it. Like in life, you supposed to life and keep elevating life. Like being being stuck somewhere and that you don't need to be, like that's not the way to be. So, but it all begins with your mindset because like when you're young, it's other people's job to teach you how to do stuff and what to do and what not to do. And as they keep going on, your maturity grow. But you're in the learning stage when you're a kid. Then you grow up to actually be an adult. But hey, some people be an adult with a child mindset because as they got older, they never learned the things they need to learn in the way they needed to. They did it in a way that led them to be immature and it followed them into their adulthood. Like your childhood is all about learning, and when you get older, it's still about learning. Because one thing about it, you can be the better person that you was yesterday, years ago. It's up to you to be the change. Like one thing about it, it takes change to make a change. Like when you get older, yes, your age may grow up and stuff like that, but is your maturity level going up? Is you growing up and not just getting older? Is you getting wiser as you get older? Are you letting life teach you a lesson? Because one thing about it, as we get older, we supposed to grow wise. We supposed to gain wisdom. Everything we done been through in life, let it teach us a lesson. Some people don't. They end up want to do something they way, being selfish. Like when you can just take the easy way out and do things the right way. But some people want to do things the wrong way and just settle for something they don't deserve. In life, it's all about your mindset. How is your mindset? Because your mindset tells a lot about a person, about the way they talk, about the way they move. It all starts with your mindset. But one thing about it, we're not perfect. Nobody is perfect but God and stuff like that. But just the fact that we can do the best we can. We can do the best we can and not settle for less than what we deserve. Because one thing about it, if you don't know your worth, then you'll end up selling for some scraps. If you don't know your worth, then you'll end up selling for something that you don't deserve. So one thing about it, we all deserve love, but we don't gotta settle in nothing to have that because we're all love. Like Jesus died for our sins. Like so when we do something, we can repent and like we will be forgiven because one thing about it, like we're not perfect and God knows that. But God wants us to do what He needs us to do to be obedient children. Some people are being like you can't be stuck in a place and you don't want help. But first you gotta help yourself. Cause one thing about it, you can take a horse to the water, but you can't make that horse drink that water. It's all about your mindset. You gotta be wanting that change. You gotta be just not wanting but needing that change. Like if you know you're not in a place that you don't need to be, you gotta change it. You can't be settling for less than what you deserve. You got to change your mindset because baby, if your mindset stuck in a place that it don't need to be, you'll end up thinking you in the right place, but your mindset is in the wrong place. Like you can't do that. You gotta change your mindset to know better. Once you know better, you do better. Cause one thing about it, you can't you how can you know how to do something that you don't even know about? Welcome
Hey,
up. We my queen. We be vibing. Girl,
hey,
it's been a minute
y'all.
since we've been on here together.
I know, y'all, and I look terrible. I'm in the midst of getting ready to go
Girl,
to DC.
girl, you look amazing. The topic is it all starts with your mindset. I mean, it all begins the same start with your mindset.
Okay, go ahead and finish. I was just coming in. I ain't mean to interrupt. The
No,
mindset is
I was
very much.
actually, as soon as you came up, I took me a break. But I was saying, yo, like it starts with your mindset because, like when you respond to somebody, it's on your level of perception. Like, and that's how you can tell how a person are by the way they talk, by the way they move and stuff like that. Like in life, like yes, like life don't go perfect sometimes, but we can change the way we go about it. We can change the way we think about that situation. Cause like our childhood and like stuff from our childhood, like trauma, like it can lead to our adulthood if we never did get over it in our childhood. Cause as a child, in tune with our feelings and emotion that good yet until our adulthood. And sometimes people they still don't can't control their emotions and feelings because like they never did, they never learned how to do it. Like it's simple. Like how can you learn how to do something that you never actually took time to learn how to do? Like in life, like you gotta learn things. Like you gotta let your life lesson teach you, not let it make you to know like it's normal to go through things, but it's not normal to stay in a place that you don't need to be. That's not normal. That's when people need to know like you gotta grow as you grow older. Like you supposed to gain wisdom, you supposed to get wise, or you supposed to learn from your life lesson. Don't let it make you feel like you need to stay in a place that you don't need to stay in. Because one thing about it, God told us there's gonna be enemies in the world, and one of them is the world. One thing you gotta use it. Don't step on it. Stand on it. Don't step over it. Stand on it. You gotta use your wisdom. Like, don't let it go to waste. God gave that to us. Everybody have their own path. People need to break these cycles where people stand in the place they don't need to be. Know your worth. You got to know your worth. One thing about it, when you don't know your worth, then you'll end up selling for some scraps. Like nobody deserves no scraps. Not even dogs deserve scraps. Like you got to know your worth. When you don't know your worth, then how can you elevate? How can you grow? You can't grow without even knowing what you need to go. How can you go somewhere when you don't even got a destination? How can you grow when you don't even know how to grow? Like you got to know these things. People are so simple minded when you can know so much more. Yes, everybody know, yeah, hey, like I can do this, I can do that, but what you can do more too. You can do more. Like everybody is worthy of love. Like we don't need a relationship to make us feel love. God love. God gave us those things. It's up to you to be an obedient child of God and know that you're a child of God. You are loved. You don't need your mama to show you love. You don't need your dad to show you love. You don't need your sister. You don't need none of them people. Because 9 out of 10, it's a lot of people right now going through something and they will never get over it because they handle it the way they don't need to handle it. In life, yes, there's going to be trial and tribulation. Yes, life is, but if we can get through it, God gave us the strength. I can do all me. Philippines 4:13. We can do it. Some people have it in their mind they can't do it, and like sometimes when you think stuff become reality, then you end up like, hey, I can't do that. Yes, you can. You can go this way. You can go that way. It's up to you to stay in a place that you don't need to stay in. Like everybody is worthy of love. And one thing about it, people tolerate people like that and they get to them feeling like, hey, yes, okay, it's acceptable. No, it's not acceptable that people act like some way they don't need to act. Yes, it's acceptable for a little child, a little kid, because they don't know no better, but even little kids can be taught like no, like it's all in growing. When you know better, you're supposed to do better. But you can go ahead, Queen.
Yeah, I agree. Mindset. Mute your mic.
Okay.
Like I agree to everything Toot said. Mindset does play a very big part in just lifely lessons and all of those things that people take for granted and not sit back and wait and take. That's why they say take your time, because even when you make decisions, every decision counts on how your future will be, whether that's in relationships or whatever the case might be. Again, God can, like, people sit here and pray and be like, God, give me a sign, God, give me a sign, things in those natures. And God just be throwing signs, but you're not paying attention. And we all have lacked in those type of areas, but it's a part of believing and having faith and connecting and learning and getting more closer to God and everything else around you, because that's the end of the day. Who, that's our president. That's who's the say so of what's going to happen, what's not, at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So, and on top of that, we also have to do our job. That don't mean just in relationships. That means just with ourselves, our mentals, like Toot said, mental health is very much easy. I bring that to the table as always, because these things can affect mentally if you allow it to. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, how long when you know something is not right for you to just drop it and let it go. You know what I'm saying? And that's just with any type of energy, people, friends, family, all type of things that don't bring you any good, or God's plan, or what was in his plan, if that makes sense. So that's what I have to say, y'all. But I gotta get back to this mouth.
But yeah, it's like everything she said is so true. But like one thing about it though, life be life and like it does but you gotta handle the situation the right way, not the way you want to handle it, because like you cannot stay in a place that you don't need to stay in. You can't hold on to something that you need to let go, and that's just simple things in life. Like if you need to let something go, then let it go. Like don't make a problem. Like just handle the situation the way you need to, not the way you want to, because one thing about it, yes, we're a people. We need love, but God already gave us that. If somebody we get with treat us the way we need to be treated, and it's not no one sided thing like, oh, you giving your all, and this person ain't even giving they half. It don't work like that. Like when you in a relationship, y'all supposed to be one. It's in the Bible. When you get married, y'all supposed to come one flesh. This don't supposed to be no half doing stuff. Like ain't nobody got time for no games. You're grown, act like it. You're not a child, and I'm not your mama, and you're not my daddy. Like it don't work like that. I'm not finna tell you what to do. You not finna tell me what to do. But it's not on no controlling type. We're grown, so we supposed to act like it. You already supposed to know the things you supposed to know. So this not supposed to be no, oh, I supposed to tell you how to do this. No, it don't work like that. I'm not your teacher, and you're not my student. Like you supposed to know all these things are already, but it's just the fact that no, we're not perfect. All supposed to have common sense. Like if you know this is wrong, then why are you doing it? If you know this not right, then why are you doing it? That's common sense, right? So it's not a problem in a relationship until people make it a problem. Sometimes people just want to do wrong, and that's not right. Like nobody in life will make it like that. No matter how good they think their life is going, when you be dealing with mental problems and stuff, you're gonna forever have them because you're not solving them the right way. When you're not solving your problems, you're gonna forever have problems in your life. Like if you didn't deal with the stuff that you went through in your childhood, that trauma gonna follow you up to your adulthood, and then it's gonna make you out to be a person that you didn't to be, because you thinking you can do this and then make it okay when it's not okay. You can't do things that's not right and think it's okay. You can't hurt people. It don't work like that. You know, nines out of time to hurt you don't matter. Oh, you can say, oh, I don't care. You do care. Everybody got feelings. Everybody got emotions. Nobody want them to hurt them. Nobody want them to treat them wrong. Some people get done wrong and then they want to hurt people. Hurt some hurt people hurt people. And like that don't make it no better. The way to solve, you can't solve no problem by doing the wrong way. You can't solve no problem like that. It don't work like that. That's how you know when people do people wrong because they did them wrong. It's not right. That don't solve nothing. If that make you feel better, then something wrong with you. because you can't get even with people. You gotta get right with people. Hurt people, hurt people. But when the only way to solve a problem is to do it right. You can't solve no problem by adding up the numbers the wrong way. It don't work like that. The math ain't gonna be mathing. It's not gonna work like that. And that's common sense. You can't fix a problem by causing another problem. You can't solve a problem by doing like focus on one thing. You gotta solve your problems. You can't step over your problems. You gotta stand on them and solve them the way you need to solve them. That's how you get through with life. God never said it's gonna be easy, but if you making it hard on yourself, then you would forever have problems because you fighting a battle with yourself. It all starts with yourself and your mindset. You gotta love yourself first. You gotta have self-confidence first. You gotta get over things that you holding on to when you know you need to let them go. Let go and let God handle it. We can't do it on our own. But that don't mean depend on somebody. You can't go to one relationship then jump in another one so fast. How that work out? That's not right. If you just got out of a relationship and you just hopped in one so fast, like it don't work like that. You gotta get to know yourself first. What do yourself want? What do yourself need? What do you have problems with that you need to solve? You gotta focus on yourself first. How can you go get with somebody else when you're not even right with yourself? How can you love somebody else when you it all starts with yourself and your mindsets. That's where it begins, that you gotta fix your mindset. Like, hey, if you know something is right, don't fix your mindset up to say, hey, I know this ain't right, but I'm still finna keep going. No. That's how you know your mindset is not right. Yes, we got emotions, we got feelings, we need love, but God already gave us that. Like sometimes these things, but we don't need these things. One thing about it, nobody deserves to settle for less than what they deserve. Like we all supposed to keep moving forward, to keep elevating, being a better person than we was like years ago or a day ago, a week ago, a month. As long as we got wheels on, long and that's all that matters. Because one thing about it, yes, we all need the things that we need in this world. But when we leave this world, nothing on this world lasts forever. We got to get right with God. That's who we need to get right with. Because if when you get right with God, you will know God is love. God gave us love and stuff like that. We don't need a relationship to make us feel love because God is already love. God gave us love. We don't need a nigga. We don't need a beat. Well, I'm not gonna say it like that, but we don't need a man. We don't need a woman to make us feel loved. You are already loved. Look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, I am loved. I am a child of God. I don't need nobody. Not your mama, your sister, your daddy, your brother, your sister. You don't need them folks. Cause 9 out of 10, everybody be going through something, but they don't want to get out of it the right way. They want to go about things them way. It don't work like that. You can't solve things your way. Cause now we can't do it on our own. We can't wake up on our own. God wake us up. It's a blessing to see another day each time we get up. So do things the right way. Stop thinking you need something to make you feel loved when you already are loved by God. You are a child of God. God gave us strength. God gave us so much. God gave us the fruit of the spirit. To be a kind person, to be at peace with our life, we gotta know this thing. God is a powerful God, and He will show you things you ask for. He will show you.
Hello,
But
you
one
better
thing
preach,
about it,
Sister Truth.
but girl, I'm just so glad that I let life teach me a lesson. Like when you let things like go the way God needed to go, He gonna teach you. He gonna show you. He gonna show you them things. Like and like I was talking to a girl at work or whatever, and she was telling me she don't want to hear that stuff or whatever. Then one person told me like keep letting your light shine, and I'm gonna keep doing it. Like it's so much evil in the world. You gotta keep shining. I mean, it's so much darkness. It's so much darkness in the world, but you gotta be that light. You gotta keep shining, even when they dim they light. You gotta keep shining your light. You can't dim your light for nobody, not your mama, your dad, nobody. Cause like if somebody don't want to get through something, then they gonna forever be stuck in the place they don't need to be at. It's all about you. It's not about your mom. It's not about your exes. It's not about your sister. It's not about your brother. It's about you. It starts with you. Because one thing about it, you can take a horse to the water, but you can't make that horse drink that water. It's about you. What you need. What, not what nobody else needs, about you. It all starts with you. Cause 9 times out of 10, no matter what you tell somebody, it's up to them to do what you said do. But it's all about you. Yes, you can be the light in this world, but baby, you still gotta be there for yourself. You still gotta keep showing up for yourself. Even when yourself say, "Hey, I can't do it today," you say, "Hey, devil, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus, because I can do all things through Christ." I can. Hey, the devil can't tell me I can't do nothing, because God said I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me. There don't be nothing but the devil. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus, because baby, my God can move mountains. I don't know what you can do, but I know what my God can do. Cause that's one thing about it. The world is gonna end. We're not gonna be nothing on this world lasts forever. But with God, we gonna have everlasting life. You need to get right with God. You don't need to get right with your family. You don't need to get right with your. You gotta get right with God. Cause one thing about it, God is always working. He never on no break. God never take breaks. God never sleep. He is always woke. He see what you don't see. God hear what you don't hear. He does that. He's a powerful God. He's always on time. He's gonna take you to places that you ain't even know you can go. He gonna show you things that you probably didn't want to see. God is a powerful God. He is always working. Like one, but if you ignore God, oh baby, you is when you ignore the signs that you need to see, God will actually lead you to a place that you need to be. But if you actually ignoring these things, then how can He show you? It all starts with yourself and your mindset. First, you gotta love yourself. You gotta know your worth. You gotta know that you don't need nobody to make you feel loved. You gotta know these things. You gotta know that you're loved. You are a child of God. When you are a child of God, God gonna take you places that you ain't even know you can go. He gonna show you things that you probably didn't want to see. Like, but now that you know better, you're supposed to do better. Because one thing about it, all of God's children are blessed. We are blessed. We can be a blessing if we choose to be. Hey, y'all, Riz, welcome in. How are you doing? But I'm blessed. I already know you're gonna ask. I'm blessed. But one thing about it is start with your mindset. Because baby, if you don't know you're a child of God, then how can you know what God can do? Because with God, anything is possible. Without Him, nothing is possible. A life without God in it is not a life at all. It don't matter how you think things probably going good when they not. Because baby, when you don't be obedient to God like you need to be, then that's not a life to live. God doesn't give us the spirit to lie. God doesn't give us the spirit to be jealous. God doesn't give us the spirit to be none of them things that you don't need to be. That's not from God. That is not a spirit from God. He doesn't give that. He give us the fruit of the spirit. Do you know what the fruit of the spirit is? Fruit of the spirit is things that we have: peace, love, happiness. That's what He gives. He don't give us nothing that we don't need and deserve. And when you get with a person like that, then that's how you know you settle for less than what you deserve. Because our God doesn't give us that. Our Father doesn't give us that. Like, He doesn't give us nothing that we don't deserve. But yes, like, y'all need to know these things. Know that you are worth more than probably what you're selling for right now as you watching this video. Because if you're not actually going for what you need to go for, and like one thing about it, let me touch back on the fruit of the spirit. God gave us the fruit of the spirit. He gave us like, even when somebody is disrespecting us, we can choose to be at peace with this person. We can choose to be the bigger person in that situation. We can choose to not match this person's energy. We can choose to rebuke this person in the name of Jesus and to actually say what God needs us to say, not what we want to say. Because don't let your emotions and feelings get the best of you and to make you turn you into the person that you don't need to be. Because life is what we make it. If we choose to go this way, we choose to go that way. But the best choice is the right choice, not your choice. Because one thing about it, life be lifing. Yes, it does. But it's up to us to move the way we need to move. Life is life, y'all. It's up to us on how we lead this world, how we actually treat people, how we treat her. Not in first it start with ourselves. others. Because if you are a lovable person, if you're a respectable person, if you are an obedient person, then you will want to treat somebody else the same way, because you won't want that person treating you no way that you don't need to be treated. But if you don't know how to show love, you don't know how to be obedient, if you don't know how to show respect, if you don't know all of these things, then how can you actually show it to somebody else? Some people only do things on their level of perception. Some people don't want to change. Some people want to change. But one thing about it, it's all about you though. What do you need to do? What do you need to change? What are you struggling with? What are you holding on that you know you need to let go, but your mind is holding on to it? Let stuff go. You gotta let stuff be. You gotta accept things for what they are. Things go your way. You gotta let things go the right way. One thing about it, God is a powerful God. Even though you want to hold on to something, He gonna keep throwing these signs at you, telling you need to let it go. You need to let it go, and you still keep blocking God out. You can't do that. You can't shut the door in God's face and say you got this, because you don't. You can't wake yourself up in the morning. You can't do that. You gotta rely on God. You can't rely on man, and not just know. When God talk about people, He say man. You can't depend on man to make you feel good. You gotta trust in God with all your heart, and don't depend on your understanding, but have faith in God, not yourself, not people, not nobody in this world, because the world can't give you what God can. He already said in the Bible, love the things in this world. You can't, because people are devils. Some people are devils. Some people have so much negative energy, and they can be claiming to be a good person when they're a bad person under disguise. You can't not let the devil get to you. Keep shining your light, but do not put your trust in nobody but God. Because one thing about it, people can hurt us, but God, He'll never do that. God will never leave us. God will never forsaken us. We got to know these things, but it all starts with your mindset. You need to know to grow to be a wise and person. Like, one thing about it, you can only do so much. You can tell people what they need to hear. It's up to them to absorb it like a sponge absorbing some water. It's the soak it in and let it soak into their brain, and not let it go one ear out the other. When you need knowledge, you need it. This is not no want. Everybody needs knowledge. Everybody needs wisdom. We all need these things to grow. We all need these things to be a better person, to handle situation the way we need to. Because if you are a mean person, if you are a disrespectful person, then 9 times out of 10, you're so much anger, so much all these things that God doesn't give. God doesn't give anger. God doesn't give people that's so bad spirits. God doesn't give that. That's the devil. God doesn't lie to us. That's the devil. God doesn't do nothing to us that we don't need done to us. And you shouldn't let people do that to you. God didn't do none of that for the people in the Bible. Jesus didn't hurt nobody. He didn't do that. It's not in the Bible for us to do that. So why do we do people like that? You wouldn't want that done to you, no matter if you say you don't care or not. We don't need them things in our life. All we need is people to bring us peace and happiness. If they not bringing that, then you don't need that in your life, no matter who they are. We need peace and happiness. Go through things, but it's up to them to make them to be a better person or a bitter person. What you gonna do? You gonna make life make you a better person or a bitter person? Some people become a bitter person. You gotta let life make you a better person, not a bitter person. Because yes, we gonna go through hurt, we gonna go through pain, but it's up to us to grow from it. Because one thing about it, when we get hurt, we never heal. It's called dealing with it, dealing with the pain, not suffering in the pain, but dealing with the pain, not suffering in it, not getting depression over it. Because God doesn't give us them things. He told us to let go and let Him handle it. You gotta let go and let God handle it. You can't solve things on your own. Some problems can't be solved, so you gotta let go and let God handle it. Some people can't be fixed. You gotta let go and let God handle it. Especially if they ain't trying to fix themselves. Then you sure can't fix them. No matter how much you say, oh, I know this person can do better. Hey, if they not doing better, then you gotta accept that and move on with your life. One thing about it, you gotta live life for you. Cause at the end of the day, when you look in that mirror, you see you. You don't see nobody you trying to help. You don't see nobody that you didn't try to help so long and they still in the same place. You see you. You gotta work on yourself. When you look in the mirror, you see yourself. You don't see nobody else but you. So you gotta work on you for you. You gotta love yourself. You gotta have confidence in yourself. You gotta be the light when it's a darkness outside. You gotta keep shining your light to know you are loved. You are already all the things that you need. You don't need nobody else to show you them things because your God, our Father, is already shown of them things. Like, but it's up to you to have that mindset to know the things that you need to know. Don't depend on nobody else to teach you these things when you should already know these things. You don't need to teach you the things that with it, but don't let that person feel like, oh, I owe you because I taught you all. No, that person, you like that person. If you a child of God, then you know some people need help, and that person don't owe you anything. If you charge that person something for helping them, then you wrong for that. Cause like one thing about it, we all can help each other. Like we don't need nothing from that. But if somebody bless us with something, then that's a blessing. But you want something for somebody teaching you something that they need to know, that's not right. Like when you sow good seeds in this world, you're gonna get them back. God is gonna bless you. He blesses us every day by waking us up. Queen, go ahead.
I got my medicine in my mouth. You
I got
gotta give me
my
a couple of
medicine in
minutes.
my mouth. You gotta give me a couple of minutes.
We can't hear you.
I had my mute lighted. I had thought I unmuted my mic, girl. I'm glad you said so. You said, but half of the stuff I said, y'all, like I don't be remembering, cause like I just say what's on my spirit to say. Like one thing about it, when you being led by the Holy Spirit, you ain't gotta remember what you saying because God know you telling the truth. Like tell the truth and shame the devil. Like one thing about it, even if I forgot what I said, I know it wasn't no lie. Like tell the truth. Like some people they don't do that, and they been end up telling so many lies that they don't even remember the lies they told. Like when you tell the truth, you ain't gotta remember because baby, my God is amazing. My God see what I'm doing. My God know what I'm doing. I know he can do things for me can't nobody else do. Cause one thing about it, my God is talk about me behind my back. God is not gonna lie on me. Like God does not do them things. But with people, you gotta actually like it be you be like we all walk on faith. No matter if we think about it or not, whether we know that or not, we all walk by faith. We don't walk by sight. We supposed to walk by faith. Cause one thing about it, we don't know what's gonna go on. We don't know how our life gonna turn out. We don't know who we gonna be with. We don't know who we gonna marry. We don't know those things, but God knows these things. God know who is for us. He know who is against us. He know who the enemy is. He knows them things. So that's why you gotta pray to God. Get on your knees. Thank God every day. But y'all don't forget to like and subscribe and join to the game squad. Yay. And don't forget to subscribe to Miss Queen Mafia channel, y'all. Um Mr. Lamar said Queen Mafia and NaturallyToot. Hey Lamar, how you doing on this blessed what the day is? On this blessed girl, I don't even keeping up with the days of the week. I think the day Friday. Yeah, how y'all doing on this Friday, y'all? Welcome in, y'all. Don't forget to like the live and subscribe and join to the game squad. We gotta make it a habit to keep going live, Queen. Cause girl, I keep getting thrown off. Like, but now I'm back at it. I'm gonna keep trying to be
It's okay.
consistent
It's
on here.
okay.
It's okay. It's okay. Yes, I know it's okay, but like I gotta keep pushing it, like, cause like I got this gift. God is showing me and telling me that I need to spread this, and I got the
Yeah, I'm being
platform to do
fat.
this. Like, long as
All this, I gotta lose that.
all this, I gotta lose that.
My mother told me the other day I look pregnant. Jesus, don't say nothing. Shut up. Watch your mouth.
Girl, we not stunning it. We is spreading the good word. It's not our
I'm
looks,
just
girl. It's
playing. I'm
our
just
heart.
playing.
I know you playing. I know you playing, girl. But people need to know the truth. Like some people be trying to look good for people. Some people be trying to act this way for people. Like no, be yourself. You're beautiful. If you want to add something to yourself, do it for you. Don't do it for nobody else. If you want to move somewhere, do it for you. Don't do it for nobody else. If you want to change something, change. Don't change it for somebody else. Like especially if it's not for the better yourself. If somebody don't want what's best for you, then you don't need them. Yes, we're not perfect, but hey, we all got common sense to know when we doing something wrong. We ain't no little kids. We are not no little kids. Cause baby, if somebody is treating you the way you don't need to be treated, then 9 times out of 10 that they don't even know how to be the person they need to be. Cause if you a woman, you know better. If you a man, you know better. There'll be little boys and little girls with kid minds and kids minds. So these is not men and women. These are boys and little girls. That's how they acting. Like you gotta have that mindset to know better. Like when you don't know better, then how can you do better? Like, girl, whew, like life is what we make it, y'all. If we make our life hard, then it's gonna be hard. Like if you don't change your mindset, then your mindset will never be changed. If you don't work on yourself and to change for the better, then you will never be changed. If somebody is speaking to you and you're not listening to the things that you need to hear, then you will never know the things that you need to know because in your mind it's okay, but in your life it's not. You can't make things go the way that you want to go in your mind. If some things are not changing, then you got to change the way you move. Like if something is not working, then you got to change it. You can't settle with, hey, like if the light is not shining, then you got to fix that light, baby. We can't be walking in no dark world. We got to be the light that shine in this world. You got to keep shining your light. One thing about it, God is a gift. God is a gift to us all. God gave us life. God gave us a gift, whether we know it or not, whether we search for it or not, whether we find it or not. But we are a gift, baby. We are a gift. Hold on, y'all, I'm thirsty.
Period. And y'all better know it.
Period. And y'all better know it.
But y'all all we are
But
all a
y'all all
children
we
of
are all
God.
the children of God.
If you can't depend on nobody else, don't know what else you can do. When you sitting there and you don't know what to do and it's nothing you can do when you ain't got nothing, no way or nothing. And guess what? Those ways, that's the times you need to look at and realize and believe that it is a God because when it's to the point you backed up in the corner and you can't figure it out no more and ain't nothing you can do, he always be that one to make a way out of nothing. So you ask yourselves that. I look, yeah, not same on my face, y'all. I'm a little breezy. I'm gonna mute my mic back. Hold on, I can't see.
But yes, though, like we're all the children of God, and like a lot of us get misled, and a lot of us sway away from Him. Like as we get in this world, we get misled by worldly things. We get misled by thinking we need people. We get misled by thinking we need people to make us feel love or whatever. Um, it's all about your. It all starts in the home. Like so like that, even though like as we get older and stuff like that, we actually start to depend on ourselves more than our parents because like we think we can do it on our own. And sometimes they even start younger, like, hey, I can do it on my own. I'm grown. Like, but it's just the fact that we gotta have God in our life because He's in our, like He already know we need Him. He already know when we need Him. He already know when we're gonna come. Know when it's gonna be a situation that happens. How we can do because like we can't get misled. Already he is already there. It's up to us to acknowledge that and to not let a situation happen. So all we can do is depend on him because one thing about it, you don't supposed to depend on nobody else anyways. Like when we're a kid, it's our parent job to take care of us, but we're not dependent on them because it's their job to take care of us. So like when we get older, no, we don't supposed to depend on nobody for nothing. If somebody help us, then that's a blessing. If somebody don't help us, then hey, I'm not gonna hold it against you because like you only can do so much for people. You can't give nobody your all because what you're gonna have. You can't give somebody your all. Like hey, if you give somebody your all, then what are you left with? Nothing. Like it don't work like that, and God knows that. But one thing about it, God need us to thank Him every day, not just when He give us something, not just when He bless us with something, but thank Him for waking us up. Cause if it wasn't for God, we wouldn't be here today. You gotta thank God every day, not just when you want something, not just when you need something, not just when you're going through something. You gotta thank God every day. Like God knows your heart. It's in the Bible that the brokenhearted, He know He helped them more better. Like because like He know they need help. But one thing about it, you can't see God is a He's a forgiving God. Even when you didn't acknowledge that He was there, He still will help you because He is not that person that you probably then met, then had times with that was jealous of you, that hurted you, that stabbed you in the back. God is not gonna do that to you. That's why He needs you to depend on Him. If you can't depend on nobody, you can depend on God. Cause one thing about it, we as people, we're not perfect. Like some people end up changing to be a person that we didn't even know that'll change. Like that's why you can't depend on people. Your best friend may turn out to be your worst enemy. Like you can't do that. Like you gotta know that God will never betray us. God will never stab us in the back. God will never forsaken us. God will never leave us. He's already there. He need us to know this, not just know of
He's
Him, but know
already
that He is
planted in
there.
us.
Huh?
We just God's like look at it as chess. We his chess. He's already built in us. He's moving us the way he wants us to move, not how you want him to move. I just want to say that. My bad.
Yeah. But yeah, but like that's the thing though. Like some people are selfish. They don't know that God will use them in a bigger way than what they can ever do. But they don't do that. They do things their way, and their way don't even be the right way. Like make it make sense. Like how you want to do something your way, but your way ain't even the right way. Do it God way. God don't give us nothing that we don't need. He don't give us fear. He don't give us pain. He don't give us none of them things. But people they can give you them things, but God don't give us them things. They're just like you gotta have a shield over your heart. You can't give your heart to anybody, but you can give your heart to God. You can give Him your heart. You can give Him that. He said love Him with all of your heart, your soul, your mind. It's in the Bible. You're supposed to trust in God and love God with all your heart, your soul, and your mind. You can't depend on nobody to do them things for you. Cause they 9 times out of 10 they'll hurt you so bad you'll end up feeling like God. Like why? But when God already told us there's gonna be three enemies in the world, and one of them are the real, the devil in the flesh. Like He already let you know these things. It's in the Bible. He lets you know people gonna hurt you. People gonna do them things. It's in the Bible. They did Jesus like that. Jesus died on the cross for our sins. Do you think you gonna be any better? No. So you going around thinking people your friend, then when they end up hurting you, now you feeling bad. Now you know. Now you asking God why when He already told you it's gonna be people in the world that does the thing. He told us not to love the things in this world. Cause people are not gonna do what He can for you. No matter even if they showing you love and stuff like that, but they still can't wake you up in the morning. They still can't give you the strength even when you don't even know you have it. They still can't show you signs when He can do that. Cause one thing about it, God gonna show you the things you need to see. He hears what you don't hear. He sees what you don't see. Like don't nobody else got that gift God got. That's why you can't put your trust in people, but you can put your trust in God. One thing about it, God will never hurt us no matter what He going through and stuff like that. Like, don't y'all know, like, hey, you think you got problems. Imagine what God goes through. And He never leave us. He never stop waking us all up. Yes, everybody is, hey, when their time is up, if their time is up. But it's a lot of people still in this world. Hey, then don't you know if God ever got tired, like, hey, I'm not gonna wake this person up today. I'm not gonna like He don't do that. Like, yes, it's everybody time when it's their time to go. but he don't just get lazy and start waking a lot of people up. Have y'all? It's like y'all haven't never heard in a world where y'all just see a millions of people just die for no reason at all. Have y'all ever heard about that? Well, millions of people just start dying out of nowhere. Y'all don't even know why they died. Like the person wasn't sick, the person wasn't none of this. But I'm talking about millions. Yes, it's a lot of people that die for no reason, but I'm talking about millions of people. So many people that it's even started being on the news
A
because it's so
lot of
many.
people. A lot of people.
But yeah, like God never start working. If He start working, then that means a lot of people gonna die because God gonna start waking us up. God don't never get tired of us. We can. It's a lot of people crying to God right now, coming to God right. They should have been coming to Him anyways, and because like when He give us the strength to keep going, to not cry so much, to not weep so much. But hey, He never told us not to. But when we know God, like we know God, He know that He got us. He can handle what we can't, because we can't do it. If you think your alarm clock waking you up, if you think somebody that hey get up, they got you up. No, God used that person to get you up. God can use you in a way that you don't even know you can be used unless you do what He wants you to do. And it's just like now, I don't even remember half of the stuff that I'm saying, but I know that I am not lying about it. I know that I am letting God use me.
God
I'm
is
letting
using you to get this out to the world to it can touch whoever that we don't know he can touch. It's a message that God is putting in you to put it out there. So that's the way.
but yeah, like, cause like one thing about it, you only can do so much. You can't do it all, but God can. That's why you and God gonna do the rest. But don't be out here doing evil, cause that's not from God. That's the devil. God doesn't give evil. That's the devil. That's not from God. Anything that's evil is not from God. So people gotta know that. Anything that is evil, that is not from God. You gotta know that. And if you selling with people like that, oh baby, you heading down the wrong road. Like one thing about it, we can't change people, but we can change the way we move around people like that. I'm not gonna be around you if you are not a child of God. Everybody's a child of God, but if you're not behaving like a child of God, then I don't want to be around you. Cause you're a child of God. You don't hurt people. You don't lie to people. You don't do nothing to nobody that you wouldn't want done to you. Even if somebody do it to you, don't seek revenge. Seek God. Don't seek revenge. Seek God. You can't seek revenge on people that hurt you. Cause 9 times out of 10, they probably hurt themselves. Even if they not hurt, that's not your business. They gotta change themselves. And some people don't even end up changing because they end up settling for less than what they deserve. Some people end up going to the grave without changing the person that they could have changed, but they don't want to change. It's their mindset. When you got a mindset to not to change, then how could you ever change? It starts with your mindset. Hold on. My dad outside. He take me to work. I gotta get ready to go to work in a minute, but not right now. But it's all start with your mindset. But good morning, Miss Tamika. How you doing on this beautiful Friday? Happy Friday, y'all. I hope y'all have a nice this weekend. I'm not finna get off of here, y'all. Queen, you still there? I'm here.
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm in the shower.
Huh?
I said, yeah, I'm still here.
I thought you was in the shower. I had already said I had thought she was in the shower earlier.
There, multitasking, listening to you. This is it.
But yeah, like the title of the video is it all start with your mindset. You gotta be the change. Like you can't worry about what somebody else is doing. You can't you can tell a person what they need to hear all day and night long, but don't drown yourself doing it because they heard you the first. You ain't gotta keep repeating the same thing. It's up to them to absorb it like a sponge and not just let it go one ear out the other. Like you only can do so much, but God sees what you're doing. You're not here to please people. You're here to please God. You ain't gotta explain nothing to God. You ain't gotta prove nothing to God, cause He already sees what you doing. He already knows your heart. He knows what you can do when you don't even know what you can do. He know the person you can change to be even when you don't know the person that you can change to be. Like one thing about it, God is a powerful God. Like, and He sees things in in us that we don't even see in ourselves. And other people see that too. Some people can see something in you and you don't even see it. Like some people can notice things about you that you don't even notice because like you're not paying attention. Like you can ignore a lot of things and it just change your whole mindset. What you think is right is wrong. What you think is wrong is right in your eyes because you're settling for less than what you deserve. You gotta know your worth. When you don't know your worth, then your mindset just end up to just be messed up. Because like when you just want something from a person so bad and it just gets you to settle for less than what you deserve, you become a person that you don't need to be. You dim your light when you know your light can shine because you're trying to please somebody that's not even giving they all and you're giving your all. It don't work like that. Give God your all. He will never disappoint you. He will never break your heart. He will never do none of them things. If you want to give your all to somebody, give it to God. You ain't gotta worry about what this person is doing behind closed doors. Cause one thing about it, God knows what you're doing behind closed doors. You can't hide from God. You can hide from man, but you can't hide from God. God sees it all. He sees what you don't see. He hears what you. One thing about it, when you a child of when you act like a child of God, and I just say you're a child of God, because we're all a child of God, but it's up to us to be obedient and be a child of God, because God tell us the things in the Bible that shall not kill, that shall not steal. All of them things are His commandment. Just like we abide by the laws in this world, we can abide by God laws. Like be obedient, child of God, and like God laws is not even hard. It's not even hard. We can't even do that. Like, how? Why can't we be a lovable person like God wants us to be? Why can't we show kindness in the world? Why can't we be at peace with things when things hurt us, but we choose to be at peace? Like in the Bible, they hurted Jesus so bad they put him on the cross and stuff like that. Before they even put him on the cross, they spit on him and did all them type of things. You ain't never seen in the Bible where you seen God slap somebody, where you seen Jesus slap somebody, where you seen Jesus in the Bible hurted somebody. No, God was God and Jesus. They kept being the person that they needed to be, even when people didn't treat right. Like you got that gift. He gave us the strength to not behave like people that's not. It's your choice to be the bigger person in every situation, not just one situation. It's your choice to be like Jesus, be like Christ. No matter what, God and Jesus never gave up. They kept on going. You cannot stop. You got to keep going. It's okay to take a break, but you still got to keep going. You can't say, "Oh, I'm gonna be this person," and don't be the change. Action. It's not about words because people can say anything, but until it's done, it's not done. You gotta be that change. You can't talk about the change. You gotta be the change. Like, hey, I can say I'm gonna go live every day. Hey, I can say I'm gonna be consistent on here, but I gotta be there. Hey, I can say I'm not gonna let nothing stop me from being the person God need me to be, but I gotta be that change. Like it take time, it take work, it take effort. This is not an easy job, but it's not a hard one either unless you make it hard. If you choose not to do the things you need to do, then you're being hard on yourself and knowing you can just do it. Just do it. Like it's easier said than done. Cause sometimes things get said, but it don't get done. Like this person can say, "Hey, I'm gonna submit myself fully to God," and they end up not doing it. It's all talk. It's not action. Hey, I can say I'm gonna be the person God need me to be, and then I don't do it. Then I'm being disobedient to God. But one thing about it, God knows my heart. He knows I can change. He see things in me that other people don't see. And like when you be obedient to God, He gonna give you the real. He is gonna give you things that you ain't even know you can have. He's gonna make you see
So
things that you
fucking
didn't even
true.
know. Huh?
I said, so true.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like you just gotta see things. You gotta see things what they are. You still in the shower?
Yeah, I just got seen not long ago.
Huh?
So yeah, just got out. I mean, just got in.
But yeah, like you gotta. But yeah, like people gotta change into a person they need to change into. Don't change into a person that you don't need to change into. Don't change into a person that's so evil spirited. God doesn't give nothing evil. Like when somebody hurts you, choose peace. Choose, like, learn your lesson. Like, hey, that person can give me what I needed. One thing about it, we don't need people. We need God. We don't need people in our life. If you matter of fact, when, because like I don't know why people feel like they need people. God is already there. Like, just because you can't see him, but he don't that don't mean he not there. Like, he's there. Like, because at first, like, I ain't, cause like at first, like, a lot of people, they think they need something when all they need is God. Like, yes, God knows what you need, but he wants you to come to him. He needs you to come to him. Because one thing about it, if you already know, God knows everything. God sees everything. God hear everything. So it's about how you come to him. If you come to him asking for something that you don't know him, like, you already know you need something before you even come to him. But he wants you to
You
come to him
already
every
know what
day,
you
not
think.
just when you, huh?
Say he already know what you think before you even think.
Yeah, like, but it just the fact that he needs you to acknowledge that he there. Like, you can just say it in your head. He still heard you. Like, you ain't even gotta say it out loud because he already hear you. He's there. Not just come to him when you need or want something. He wants you to come to him to thank him. Without life, you won't be allowed to do anything. Without life, you won't be allowed to. Without life, you won't even be allowed to say anything. It's just the fact that knowing that it just gives you so much power because God knows you know the things that you need to know. He knows you're not no simply minded child of God. He knows that your wisdom is so wise and it's not like people that's even twice your age. Like, I got the wisdom of somebody that, like, people my age, they don't even have it. They worrying about little boyfriends. They worrying about little cars. They worrying about little houses. They worrying about money. God will provide you with all them things if you just do what he needs you to do. Quit worrying about it. He got you. He's already there. There. He needs you to know that he knows what you need before you even come to him. He already knows it. He already know what you gonna do before you even know what you gonna do. He already know what you think before you even thought of it. He already knows them things. But when you are a child of God, like you say you are, you already know these things. You ain't gotta go through tough times to God is there. You already know he's there. But you didn't got misled by a situation or a person, and but now you back at it. Long as you come back, that's all that matters. Like, it
Yeah.
your past doesn't define you. It's about having a spiritual awakening. And that's what I had. I had a spiritual awakening because, baby, I was lost. But God found me and said, I don't know what you got going on over there, but you need to come back over here. You need to come back over here. That's what God said to me. He said, I don't
No.
know what you got going on. I don't know what you got going on. But you need to come over here. I can show you better than anybody can show you. I can do things can't nobody else do for you. Can't nobody wake you up. I can. That's what God told me. He told me, can't nobody give you what I can give you. You got to know that. You got to start depending on people. You can't depend on them. You got to depend on me. I wake you up. I created you. They didn't create you. I created you. That's what God told me. He told me, hey, accept what you're giving, but don't accept more. Don't expect more. I mean, don't expect more from people. Accept what they giving you. If they give you some, hey, say your thanks and all that. Be a person that God needs you to be. No matter what somebody giving you, if they give you something that you don't deserve, then hey, just keep going. But yes, God told me that. God told me to be the person that he needed me to be. Like, you can't please people, but you can please God, because that's what he wants you to do. That's what he needs you to do. God is telling you right now, be the person he needs you to be. Don't go from your understanding. Go from his understanding, because he knows things that you don't know. He sees things that you don't see. You got to do things God way. You can't do things your way, especially if it's not the right way. When you do things the right way, God gonna do the rest. As long as you doing your part, he's gonna do. He already doing the rest. But it's up to you to keep doing wrong. Cause one thing about it, God is already working. He is already working. Queen, I'm finna get ready to leave in about 5 or 10 minutes. Cause
But yeah,
the road that we the road that we the road that we stay on is so
you
long.
got
So
work today?
I'm gonna get off. Yeah, I'm gonna get off of here about in 10 or 20 minutes.
But that's true, y'all. Y'all
But
gotta
that's true, y'all. Y'all
need to
gotta
believe me
you
and have
need to
faith
believe
in
me
me.
that have
It's
faith in me.
really hard,
It's
you know,
really hard, you know,
and have to believe that
and
everything
have
over
to believe in
there
everything over
is going to be done for you better than I was.
I can barely hear you. I can hear you, but it's like you're going in and out.
I was just telling people they
I
better,
was just
you know,
telling
just
people
like
they
the
better,
word God, believe it.
huh? You said they better way.
Hold
Huh?
on.
I can hear you, but it's like it's not clear.
I said I was just
I
telling
said I was
people
just telling
pretty
people
much to sum it
pretty
up,
much
you
to
know, they
sum
just
it up. You know, just
mute them out in your
you
mic.
come out in your mic.
I was just telling people that, you know, pretty much, you know, it's just really, you have to strongly believe. That's one. Two, patience. Three, you know, and have faith and keep just doing, like she said, doing what you're doing. If that means you working and you getting tired of just working the same job, just hold on. You know what I'm saying? There's times when, you know, you got to look at it when you didn't have a job. So now that you got one, you got to appreciate it. You got to, just like again, mindset, reset your mindset. Y'all got to make time for yourself to reset your mind and just keep going. And God down the line will get to you, you know. You go ahead too.
Yeah, like everything happened on God's time and not your time. You gotta know that. Like even if something do happen overnight, God let that happen. Like, cause God only can do well, God can do it all. But one thing about it, He gave us free will. So like you gotta know that it's in the Bible where God was not controlling nobody like robots. He sent Jesus to spread the word in his disciples or whatever, but he never made them be with him. He didn't do that. He is not a controlling God. He gives us free will. It's up to us to believe in him. Whether we believe in him or not, he gonna be there no matter what. Whether we choose to do what he want us to do or not, he still is gonna be there. Like, and they're just like, hey, and that's how you know God is different from people in this world. Like, some people will use you, and then when they been caught and stuff like that, and they can't use you no more, then they go to another person. Like, God don't do that. He don't use us. Like, but it's not in a way that he doesn't need to use us. Like, he uses it in the right way to spread the good, help people see that we don't need people, we need God. God gave us the gift to spread his word, but it's up to us to ignore it and be selfish and live the life on this world, but not live the life God needs us to live. Because when we leave hell everlasting life, if we believe in God, because whoever shall not, they shall perish. Like, you gotta believe in God, because hey, it don't matter if you believe or not. God created you. It's in the Bible. God gave us life. Y'all don't know who you think is your God, but it's only one God, and it's God. Like, because some people got different beliefs, but hey, that's them. But I know God created me. I don't know who created you, but I know God created me. God created all of us. Like, even though we got different religions and stuff like that, but God created all of us. Like, whether they believe that or not. Because hey, I know where I'm going when I leave here, and that's what God. I don't know where you going, but I know where I'm going. That's one thing about it. You only can do for you. You can try to help somebody, but they gotta be willingly want to accept your help. Because one thing about it, you can't make nobody believe in God like you believe in God. You can't make nobody see their light when they don't even see their light. Everybody got a light. It's up to them to keep it on. It's up to them to keep it on bright. You can't dim your light just because you're going through tough times. You gotta shine your light and keep shining and keep depending on God. Cause you can't depend on people. People will hurt you. People will lie to you, but God never does something. He will never hurt you. He will never forsake you. He will never leave you. God doesn't give us nothing that we don't need. He give us everything that we need and stuff that we don't want and stuff like that. He will still show us the way. But it's up to us to go the way we need to go. We can't depend on ourselves because we can't do it all. We can't even wake ourselves up. If you think your alarm clock got you up, then you that's how you gotta know God and actually not just know of God, but know the things that God can do. Don't just come to Him when you down on your sick bed or deathbed. Don't come to Him then. He needs you to come to Him now. But Queen, I want you to say a little song. Yo, did you? Oh yeah, you moving around. At first it had froze a little bit. Oh, you getting ready? Okay, you saying hold on. But yeah, like what time it is? Cause time moves so fast. It been moving so fast. I'm finna leave by 11:20, so I can be already almost ready for to go to work. But not almost ready for to go to work, but be almost there.
But yeah, we summed it up pretty much. It's just up to people to grab onto the information and the word. And again, pay attention, be patient, be strong, keep pushing, stay believing, and keep faith. Like even when you just like don't feel like at your lowest is the most time you need to have that even more in yourself. You know what I'm saying? To have faith and believe that God is going to, guide you that way in that right direction. You just have to understand and get close to God to understand when He's talking to you. But y'all know I'm a person who's speaking as y'all see. God is putting this in faith in all of these things. I'm a true live believer of everything as y'all see. This is how I keep going, we're dealing with everything. My husband's birthday is Tuesday. I'm in the mix of planning him a memorial little gathering, you know, and just trying to also gather all my feelings and, heaviness and everything behind that whole situation. So it ain't easy. And again, God ain't never said it would want to be easy. It's surprising. It's unfair, but like I said, you know, don't wait till things dramatically happen into your life to start want to pray and do all of these things and ask things from God. If you have to really like sit back and really take in everything and start studying, doing things differently, in your life. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some people might have to start going back to church. They haven't been going to church in a long time. Some people might just need to hear the word. Whoever was in this lab today just might have just heard a word that might have just changed their life. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, y'all. I got to turn the fan on. I'm hot. I'm motherfucking hot. I don't think that's the fan. Oh, shit. Go ahead till you got it. On.
But I'm finna get ready to get off. Came to this live, and I appreciate everyone who. I just hope that y'all spudge everything I said in like a sponge or whatever, and I just let it go one ear out the other. Cause everything that we said is something that's need to be said or whatever. We're all are God children, but it's up to us to behave like God children and don't be disobedient to God. Cause like, hey, like it shouldn't take a situation to happen for us to have a spiritual awakening. We supposed to already behave like child of God or whatever. Like one thing about it, but it's not too late to come to Him and do the things that He need us to do. Like it's not too late because like one thing about it, like life can happen, like situation can happen, and it can draw you away from God. Like yes, you know that He is there, but you're not being the person that He wants you to him like you need to come to him. You're trying to control things yourself. Now you're in a world of trouble. Now that's all you can do is depend on God. But even sometimes when people even go through things like that, they still don't depend on him. So everybody path is different. You gotta actually know these things. Like when you know these things, you can grow from these things. Like grow from things. Don't let nothing make you feel stuck. Don't make nothing make you settle for less than what you deserve. Because one thing about it, when you're a child of God and you act like a child of God, God gonna show you things. He gonna take you places that you ain't even know you can go. Like he gonna let you meet people that you probably didn't even think you would meet. Like, but you gotta do it the right way, cause they do say you are what you attract. You are what you attract. You gotta be the person God
Say
needs you to
the
be.
Lord.
Amen. Yes, you are what you attract. Like if you end up selling for less than what you deserve, then that person gonna already know. Like, oh, I already know how this person are by the way they act, by the way they talk. Cause one thing about it, you when you talk, you probably think people ain't listening. Oh, but they listening. They listening. They really soaking it in. Like even when somebody lets things go one out the other, they still heard you. So that's how you gotta be the person that you need to be. Have you ever heard if you want a husband, then you gotta actually act like the husband you need to like behave like. If you want a wife, then you gotta be the wife that you wanna be. Like you can't want something and you're not giving it to yourself. It all starts with yourself. That's where it starts at. But I love y'all. If y'all watch this live and y'all like it or whatever, don't forget to subscribe to Queen Mafia channel. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And make sure y'all
Much love,
subscribe and join the Two
y'all.
Gang Squad. Yay, yay. All right.
Talk to y'all later. Happy
Talk to
Friday,
y'all later. Happy
y'all.
Friday, y'all.
Y'all
Happy
enjoy
Friday,
your
y'all. Have a nice,
day.
blessed weekend. Have a nice, blessed weekend, y'all. Peace.